All right, get your history books out. This will be in Wyoming history for the next 100 years. The Wyoming Republican Party on Saturday voted to censor Representative Liz Cheney, Republican of Wyoming, the latest in a series of rebukes against the Congresswoman and other Republicans who joined House Democrats last month in trying to impeach former President Trump. The Associated Press reported that the majority of the 74 member state GOP Central Committee voted in favor of the censure resolution, with only 8 opposing the move. So that means the majority of these people voted to censor this lady after one vote that she made that they disagreed with. The vote, which is largely symbolic, criticizes Cheney for voting to impeach Trump for his role in the January 6th Capitol riot without offering the president a formal hearing or due process. Man, his formal hearing was all those little things he got to say on Twitter. And hell, it doesn't even matter because we know that Republicans like Rubio admitted they were going to vote to acquit him no matter what was said. The vote from the state party follows a series of GOP censors from nearly a dozen Wyoming counties. In response to Saturday's censor, Cheney defended her vote to impeach Trump, writing in a statement shared with The Hill that it was compelled by the oath I swore to the Constitution. Wyoming citizens know that this oath does not bend or yield to politics or partisanship, Cheney continued. I will always fight for Wyoming values and stand up for our Western way of life. I'm honored to represent the people of Wyoming in Congress and will always fight for the issues that matter most to our state. Foremost among these is the defense of our Constitution, the freedom it guarantees. The number 3 House Republican continued, we have great challenges ahead of us as we move forward and combat the disastrous policies of the Biden administration. Damn. See, when she says something like that, it's even crazier that they're trying to get rid of her because that is, I guarantee you, if they replace her with another Republican as their representative, they would be saying the exact same thing about the hells of Biden and all that. I look forward to continuing to work with officials and citizens across Wyoming to be the most effective voice and advocate in defense of our families, industries, and communities. So I talked about how Cheney is a politician who I genuinely can't think of anything I agree with her on. Um, Warmonger, uh, wrong on every social issue, just terrible across the board on policy. That being said, I'm very disgusted by the way Republicans are acting towards her because this is someone who was so well trusted by the Republican caucus in the House that they elected her their third highest ranking member by the time of her second term. And now she has one vote that they don't like. And now we've seen an attempt to get rid of her from her leadership position, which crashed and burned. And one of the members of her caucus, Gates, go to her home state to campaign against her. And now her own state party censoring her, not because she now votes continuously in ways they don't like, but because of one vote. I just think this is such a, that Marjorie Taylor Greene person, she came out and said that the Republican Party is the party of Trump. And everything they're doing is just symbolic of that this man has created such a cult of personality that even people who vote the way that they like, if you do one thing that's in opposition to him, they lose their minds. You saw them do this to Pence during that Capitol riot. We're going to get him. Where is he? He didn't change the results for Trump. 4 years of being loyal to that man just to get thrown out the wayside. And it's the same thing with Cheney. She went along with almost every single policy Trump had. She criticized when he tried to make peace with North Korea, but outside of that, she bootlicked for him with his horrible tax cut, defended all the different bombings. It's insane to me, and that's why they've turned her into a sympathetic figure for me because I'm like, I disagree with this person on policy. You guys are disagreeing with her because she didn't follow your orange clown over the damn hill. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Let's say just as an example, Sanders was president right now, because that was something that I would have liked to have seen, for the reasons I've stated on here. If in a hypothetical scenario, um, let's say, because I've defended Collins as well, so let's say she voted to impeach him or to remove him. I would disagree with that vote, probably, because I am a person that likes Sanders, but I would not then make it my mission to try and get rid of a politician who I agreed with for the most part prior to that. Because, like, I just don't find a vote such as that, especially one that is largely symbolic in of itself, since she knew that the Republicans, they were never going to flip in large enough numbers to actually successfully impeach Trump from both houses. Uh, I'm not going to let a symbolic vote like that destroy all or undercut all of the other stuff this person did that I agreed with. Like, this is really just telling of how awful the Republicans have gotten, to where we're going to get rid of these politicians and call them rhinos, not because they started voting in ways that we didn't like regularly, but they didn't follow the dear leader over the hill. I think it's screwed up. And I'm saying that as someone who's not a fan of this lady at all, so that should tell you something.